Jambanduna everyone. This is a little update video on my last ancestry video that I did almost 2 years ago, which is insane. As you know from the last video, if you haven't watched it yet, you should watch it. I'm Fulani. My parents come from the country of Sudan. And somehow we made our way from West Africa, specifically the Senegambia area, all the way to East Africa. And last time I took an ancestry test, I did it through Ancestry DNA, which has the biggest amount of samples, so it's like the most accurate out of the 3 competitors. And I was watching YouTube once, and I noticed that a YouTuber I liked mentioned that you could use that DNA that you downloaded and upload it on another website called myheritage.com. So that's what I did. I just paid a little fee, which was pretty cheap, and it gave me some interesting results. So first, in this video, I'm gonna update the results from the ancestry because it changed from my original video in April of 2021. Yeah. After that, I'll compare it to the myheritage DNA so that I could see the differences and what stands out and what is consistent. So going back to my original video, my results were this. I'll put on the screen, and it said that I was 54% Senegalese, which made sense because, you know, I said that the Fula originated from there. That's the main belief, at least. And I was 32% Mali, which was kind of surprising. I didn't know if I had any ties there, but I guess there's a lot of Fula there. 7% Nigerian. Surprised it was pretty low, but I mean, I guess they're right. And then 6% North African. And then you, of course, you have the 1% Neolithic people, like Ethiopia, Eritrea area. So I was like, all right, like I'm 100% African, you know, you cannot take that away from me, and I'm happy to see that. But of course, as they get more and more information, they get more accurate, and that's what happened this time. So when it got updated, I noticed that it drastically changed my Senegalese DNA. It went from 54 all the way to 87%, which I was like, damn, like I'm really West African, which I'm happy about, right? I always want to go there, speak to the people and stuff, especially the Fula. But I know there's a lot of Wolof there in general. Great people over there. But when I looked at the other results, I was kind of like, it kind of honed in specifically of what I am, and it gives me like a different variation of which one is which. So like I said, 87% Senegalese, but it could go up to 97 or drop to 74, and that makes sense. Senegambia area used to be the same country, but yeah, I've seen a lot of Fula there. 5% Nigerian, so like they're set on like I'm 5% at least, but of course this could go up to 12 or it could go down to 0. But I have family that comes from Nigeria, so that's kind of off. And then 5% North African, same. But Mali went all the way down from like 30% or 20% to 2%. So they're like, nah, dude, you're not from Mali. You could go up to 12, but nah. So that was interesting to look at. And of course, the 1% for the Neolithic people, which is like Kenya, South Sudan, stuff. So I guess that's where my family ended up. Now let's head over to myheritage. And these results were quite shocking, to be fair. I imported my DNA there for free, and it got me my results in a couple of days, and let's just look at them real quick. So first, we get 43%, I would say, West African. This includes Gambia, Senegal, Mali, Sierra Leone. So it's not as detailed as Ancestry DNA, but it says it has a high confidence level. So they're like, bro, like 100% you're West African majority-wise, right? But I understood that. I thought it was going to be a little bit higher because it said 87% West African on Ancestry DNA. But North African, almost 30%. And I was like I'm not really that like light, you know? That was kind of surprising, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I guess they're trying to say I'm like from the Maghreb area and stuff. And I mean, I guess I was rooting for them in the World Cup and stuff, but apparently I have some blood here. I mean, the thing about myheritage is that it has the least amount of DNA samples, but it gets it from European records compared to Ancestry.com, which gets it from American records. So they were really honing in on the North African aspect of it, which I was fine with, and it kind of makes sense. I heard that I have some Arab blood in me, so maybe that would have passed from that, but still in Africa. Then we get 12% Kenyan. So I think this is like the Nolitic people for the Ancestry DNA. And this was kind of like interesting because like a little bit goes to like South Sudan, but it's mainly like the Kenya area. That's cool. I thought that was pretty cool, but I didn't know it was gonna be that significant. But that's awesome. Love diversity. I mean, as you guys know, Africa is the most diverse continent. Then we get 9% Somali, and I was like, the fuck? Like, this is where I'm just like, bro, what's happening? Like, yeah, that's cool. I don't know how accurate this is, but I was just trying to put the two together and see which things matched up, of course. Then we go to the 5% Nigerian. I think is just like a fact now that I'm 5% Nigerian, so welcome to Costa Rica, I guess. That's pretty neat. I have a Nigerian cousin, but that's really it. And now we'll get to the part that really shocked me. I seen Europe and I cringed. I was like, man, you know? It says 2.7% Iberian. So I was like, okay, it's not like some Norwegian, something like that. It makes sense, you know? Because if you're saying I'm 30% North African, it's right across, like Spain and Portugal are right across from Morocco and Algeria and stuff. So that made sense, and I've heard from, like, I did some research about it, and apparently scientists have seen that the Fula had like some West Eurasian mixture, and basically saying that they could have been introduced to like the Arabs and like the Europeans from like the Iberian Peninsula and from North Africa. But that was pretty interesting. A lot of my friends were memeing on me. They're like, haha, you're white, like I think of you differently and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's funny as bands. But like I said, like, it's not as accurate as Ancestry DNA because they have more samples, but I guess we'll see over time. Those are my results. Those are my updated results. I think it's really neat. To finish it off, I need to get the 23andMe, so we'll see if I do that. Hopefully at the end of the year or something like that, because I already gave out my DNA to the government. Might as well just like give it all. In conclusion, I would say as a Sudani-Fulani, I know that I'm like primarily West African and originate from the Senegambia region. So I also know that I'm 5% Nigerian and have some Mali and like East African blood in me, even North African too. But I feel like most of the Fula I encountered like in social networks like TikTok or Instagram and stuff, they mainly come from like the Mali, Gambia area. Didn't meet that many like Senegalese like Fulani, but I definitely want, before I die, to like go learn the language and stuff. Like I started the video off by saying like a greeting and stuff, just trying to learn it little by little, but it's hard a language to learn because there's not as many resources like other languages, and you have to learn it orally. So hopefully one day I'll go back, or I'll just marry a Fulani wife, but you know, that's not gonna happen. But I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully I'll do the 23andMe and we'll see if I get different results. If you're Fula, we love you. If you're not, we still love you. Free Africa and fuck capitalism.